Hello and welcome to episode 29 of our Timberborn Update 5 hard mode playthrough with the Folktails faction here in cycle 38, day 18. 6 days left in a bad tide currently, and we've got plenty more to accomplish as we look to begin wrapping this series up. Last time we started building this big wind farm. We're going to keep adding more and more of these windmills incrementally as we continue taking care of other stuff, but we also put in a trio of carousels here for our beavers to enjoy their, well, carousel-related pursuits, and we have plenty of other stuff to get to. Want to try and get our well-being for our beavers up as high as we can as we continue to get more and more bots made over here in our bot-making area, with the eventual goal before the end of the series of fully automating all tasks, and all of the beavers get to just do whatever they want, like we always do at the end of every single one of these series. So we'll go ahead and jump right on in, starting with some of the concerns you guys addressed in the last video's comment section. And chiefly among those was that we had automated the gears, but not the planks, and that as a result, we were starting to run out of planks, and that is correct. So we're going to come in here. Actually, we'll do this the smart way. We'll come in to our lumber mill buildings, whatever those things are called. I always call them the wrong thing. But we're going to go ahead and unlock these for bots and just automate all of those. That should help us catch up eventually. We'll get there. And we're also needing to make the planks into these treated planks, which is using a considerable amount of those as well. But that is okay, because those are all being put to good use over here in our mine, where we are extracting additional scrap metal eventually, once we have enough gears. But suffice to say, we've got our work cut out for us with that as well. Well, of course, the gears are kind of stalling because they have to take all the planks. So, you know, problems beget problems, so on and so forth, until the end of time, and then lather, rinse, repeat, etc. So we'll leave that to get fixed. And as a couple of you pointed out, none of these bots over here can actually get to the last bit of our scrap metal. So all we have to do is give them a pathway. Make sure... Oh, the range actually does not reach. Okay. We'll just go ahead real quick, because it's not going to take them long to take care of that. Go ahead and say goodbye to these four. And in their place... Well, not in their place, but in another place near them. We'll put, say, 3 of these right here. Those guys are not wasting any time getting out of here, that's for sure. But we'll go ahead and let them come grab this stuff, or let somebody come grab this stuff. Set these to be bots only. And eventually that'll get taken care of. I don't think we're really going to need to worry about it. Yeah, we also used a whole lot of gears to build all of these windmills, which it's very good that we have these because, well, honesty being a chief priority of mine here. That's also not something you can really hide. We needed this. We really did. So it's a good thing that we used those, but now we have to actually pick up the pace and fix the rest of these problems. We'll make sure we got plenty of logs available, which in theory we do, but they're not really coming over here to get some or to bring them in place, I don't think. Oh, okay, no, those are actually okay. This one's just about full. But these are prioritized by haulers. The lumber mills are not. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we are going to eventually get some more haulers in here as well. We just have to have more bots. And that's one of those things that, you know, it just takes a whole lot of time. It is what it is. Fortunately, though, we do have, well, I guess we have 18 chassis here. We don't really have much of anything else. Because I'm pretty sure the problem we were having with everything else was, well, first of all, clicking on the wrong stuff. You guessed it, we didn't have enough gears, but now we kind of do. Well, we should. Now that the plank production should be ramping up considerably. I just got to get through that. For the time being, I am going to pause the mine, and hopefully that will allow us to not use all of our gears or our treated planks quite so quickly, even though we have this enormous storage down here that they are probably just going to continue to fill up. But you know how it goes. Triple speed time. Get this thing rolling here. We have these 12 bots that are not employed because I just shut this down, and we don't need that This is a very small district, as a couple of you pointed out. Not going to need the hauling post in this district because, well, there's not really much to do. But I don't want to get rid of it because that does allow us to keep things prioritized and, more importantly, not pull bots out of here. But I will reduce down to 2. And we have 4 in here. Honestly, 4 is probably okay. I've also been told we can apparently pause the district center and nothing bad happens. I never tried that before, but if you don't need builders, you don't need builders. So now we have, in this district, 14 unemployed bots. We only need 10 here, so we can actually come in, and we can lower the amount that we have to have as a minimum to 16, and then send some bots back over here. And now, in our main district, which is actually named Beaverburg 14, unlike the Beaverburg 15 that was named District 1 for 23 episodes until we fixed that. Now we have 5 bots that do not have jobs. These 3 should be going, and they are. That's looking good. We have buildings over here that need to be turned back on. Grist mills, I'm just going to go ahead and unpause these now that we're making a bunch of power, but these do still need to be automated. We have our explosives factory automated. Everything else, food-wise, and well, a whole bunch of stuff probably could be automated and be okay. We just don't want to get too messed up here. Lose the plot, so to speak. So I think we can start. Probably would be a smart thing to do. And have this hauling post set for bots. And of course, we'll continue taking more and more of those over as time goes by. That's also going to mean that we need to have biofuel stored up in different places. Our gears haven't quite recovered. And by haven't quite recovered, I mean they basically haven't at all, but the planks have recovered. We've got plenty to get done to make sure that continues. So I will go ahead and put this medium tank here, set that to biofuel. We also, we're not making catalyst currently. We really should be. Really should be. And our, actually I can just hit tab. Our spatterdock reserves are spatterdocky, I suppose. How many do we have? Oh, we have 2,700 spatterdock. Okay. Where are we storing that? Actually, I don't. Okay, there's 1,200 here. You know, I put this here specifically. I put it here specifically to make catalyst and biofuel. But if I set one of these to catalyst, no, that needs the maple syrup. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, we've got a decent bit of maple syrup. We just need more. Always need more, and it seems like this is. I mean, probably enough trees. We just don't have enough tappers. Well, you know, tapping. So it's probably unlikely that we have to plant any more trees over here. So here's what I will do. We're going to get rid of this forester in its place. I will put a tapper's shack. Set that there, and then that hopefully will help us take care of some of our maple syrup related problems. Just in this space right in front of everything, I will put a maple syrup supply. Hopefully that ends up being a useful thing for us. So other things we want to take care of real quick before we kind of just go around doing a building spree, because we, again, do want to have our well-being score up, and that's going to involve a whole lot of decorating, a whole lot of various things like that. Maybe some... Wait, we have homeless beavers? How? Is that because I moved people over from over here and didn't build them houses? Well, you know, in time that will solve itself, because the old beavers will just die off and not get replaced. But that's not exactly the kind of message we want to be sending, I don't think. So why don't we go ahead and just, you know, put some dynamite here, and then put another lodge here. That'll hold at least 9 of them. It'll be a nice help. And then, of course, we have to put in some other monuments and places up here. Hopefully so we can get good coverage. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do this. The Fountain of Joy, wow, covers all of this quite nicely. And the only other place on the map that we have beavers living is up here, which is, of course, out of reach. But take a look at the range of this thing. All we have to do is put in a Fountain of Joy in somewhat of a similar kind of area. So I had the idea of maybe up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 5 wide. So this is actually this is actually not enough space. I thought it would work. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Not gonna be the end of the world here, but we'll get rid of those stairs, and then platforms here, nice and easy. I suppose the correct thing to do. Well, first of all, I never really liked this anyway, but I need this to be kind of in a central area. Honestly, the Spatterduck farm is probably perfect for it, but I don't want to get rid of that. If we take a look at the overlay here, if I were to put this here, it would, it looks like, cover all of those. I just don't have enough room unless I lower this way down, and that's no fun, because then you have to hide it. You shouldn't hide that. It should be something that you proudly display. So, that being said, I think I could just do something really stupid. Yeah, like I've never done that before. We could put this over here. Just kind of build ourselves a whatchamacallit, a spot for this kind of thing to hang out here. So if we did that, 1, 2, 3, 4 spots here. Yeah, we'll just go right around. You know what? You know what? Okay, these aren't watertight, but they can be in water. But I don't think that's going to matter because we're going to end up... This is so dumb. We're going to end up just doing this. And make ourselves a spot here. Might as well. Might as well, folks. Just put this horrible mess over here. Just put it to bed. Over and done with. Use all of our dirt that we have pretty much no other purpose for. And leave it as is. I will have to be very careful not to let these idiot beavers get stuck. That's going to go away. Oh no, you're going to get rid of planks. Yes, I am. It's fine. We will be okay. We will survive. And we will thrive even. But that's going to work. Hopefully well. I am going to pause this so that we can actually build the monument before I put that in place. Actually, no, you know what? You know what? We're going to be intelligent today. We're going to be intelligent. We're going to choose to do things in a way that makes sense. And by that, I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Not me. But that's fine. We have to put a fluid dump to, well, dump fluid, but I'm still going to pause this. I just had to remember to do that, or else I would surely regret making such a poor choice. But I digress. We'll move on. Give them a staircase down so they can hopefully do things in a way that doesn't completely screw them over. But if this guy goes here, then that will cover all of the other houses. Remember that these over here are not houses. These are just storages. So that'll be good. It just barely covers all the houses too. But that's going to work out just fine. The other monuments, I have a farmer monument here. Wow. But it doesn't cover any of this stuff. So we're going to need to somewhere over here find a spot to put one of these in. That doesn't cover everything either. So I had the idea of maybe just kind of building... Oh, that actually... Does that already cover every single house? Well, I'll be. How about that? This right here, wow, does not cover anything. up here. And if I just did one of these right here, would not cover everything either. It really needs to be right about here. But there's a water tank there. So how we're going to solve that is, you know, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I kind of want to just get rid of this, just so we can have this thing here where it needs to be, and move on with our lives. But for the time being, we'll just put this little roofing piece here. Get stuff taken care of. That should be hopefully okay. Get everything figured out. And I am going to, as we continue going on down this way, create a outflow here. No matter what type of water is coming in, to have a little bit of an overflow protection. I might make it the same height as this bit here. I don't know. I would like to at least just have a one tile wide outflow all this way. I caught a little bit of flack from some people for the mismanagement of this. Yes, I know this is not ideal. Not how I should have done it, but it's how we did it, and the playthrough's just about done. So the next time, we'll be more careful. But right now, it'd just be kind of a waste of your time and mine to just tear this thing out again and rebuild it again, when the next episode after this one is going to be the last one. So we can just go ahead and move on from that and be A-okay. You know what? Actually, if I were smarter with this, I would have just put this guy up here. This, since we are already here, I might as well just fill this in. It didn't have to be levees. You could have done a platform. I absolutely could have, but I didn't. Yeah, get rid of that, and then when this is all said and done, I will fill that in with land, and I think that's where we'll move the large tank. But now the bad tide is over. Cycle 39 can begin, and we can edge closer and closer to getting everything all taken care of. Now, you know what time it is. As soon as this flows clear, it is time for our good water bypass to once again bypass good water into the good water area. Just got to get this slight disaster mess taken care of. Make sure that opens correctly, which it should with minimal pollution interference. Should be fine. If it's not fine, well, then it's still going to be fine. We have not managed to infect any beavers this most recent cycle. Yeah, so there's just going to be a tiny hint of pollution, a little bit of spiciness to the water. So maybe don't gargle with it, don't drink it. But now it's probably all right. So this is flowing clean here. So we can open up our good water bypass. Let this flow through here like it always was. We still don't have anything here, and at this point, it's probably a moot point to get that popped into place. But this will release all of the stuff that we've been holding up here. We probably could have done at the, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 day mark just to kind of empty this out a little bit. But it'll come down here, it'll get put in here, and then eventually it will come down here as well. Get this set to 2.5 so it doesn't overflow. Get this set to 2.5 so it doesn't overflow. And go from there. This is looking pretty good. We have, again, almost completely full storage, so none of this really matters in the grand scheme of things. Just a whole lot of work to get to. I hope they can still get to this corner. I think what I might have to do is just pause this very top one so they can put these in from the side. If it's going to let them do that. I think that's how that has to work. We'll see what happens. But this is now here. We should have more maple syrup. And, you know, I guess we have almost 300 is a pretty decent amount. Could definitely be better. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, there's that sound again. Yeah, I'm sure that just drives people absolutely insane. That is part of the reason why I do not play zoomed all the way in. But I digress. We need to put in our mud baths, which I have been informed, well, they're not going to fit because we have the straight power shafts here. But I've been informed, yes, good king wants a slaws, etc. The carousel can actually be submerged partly and it not be a problem as long as the doorway does not get wet, just like our lodges here is not an issue. But I'm not going to tear these down and build them back up again, so what we're going to do instead is... Oh, man, they're clashing in different parts of the song, and it makes my... it makes my brain uncomfy. So, let's put a couple mud baths in here. Yeah, stop that infernal noise immediately. We'll get these put in. Of course, treated planks, which we have a decent storage of, has not been an issue. Other well-being things, we haven't built any showers. I know there's going to be several of you who are very upset about that, but I believe we are now in a place where we can actually have a couple of those. I can put one here, I know for sure. Put one of those there. That's going to help the wet fur bonus. And then we can try to find a couple other places to stick some, but that right there I can assure you will actually work out just fine. They don't have any dirt here, but that'll get fixed, hopefully. Just go ahead and prioritize this by hauler so it's actually usable. And that should take care of most of that. We will have built everything at least once. Probably if we go and take a look at our well-being. Yeah, clearly there's room for improvement here, but I'm kind of surprised that 168 of the beavers went to the Agora since we just have one. We probably want to put a second one in, closer to the other batch of houses. The dance hall, probably... Some of this is because, you know, beavers are still working too. But capacity-wise, I think we are going to need more than one Agora. Contemplation spots, you know, it never hurts to just dot a couple of those in different places. I will put 2 right there to start. Right here might be a good place to put one. Drought approaching is also good news. This is done here, so that can get put in place. And then we can actually build the Fountain of Joy itself. Make sure this is rotated correctly. And there we go. We got beavers, you know, pouring from the infinite bucket of joy, or whatever this is. In here, they can build that, and then we can come in and take care of all the rest of this. We still have plenty of dirt, so I will just go ahead and pop that in here. We'll get done what we have to get done, and then we can move everything else. And oh, look at all these guys coming up here, taking the back stairway. What is this for? Metal blocks. Oh, guess what we don't have? It's enough metal blocks to do all this, because we hadn't been refining them in this district, and I kind of paused the mine. Let's unpause the mine. Unpause the mine. Now that we have, well, kind of a decent number of gears. Yeah, 6 of these I had thought would have been enough, but we have been doing kind of a lot of building. We have, thankfully, printing presses now, so we're going to have books, except we don't have any storage for books. So, let's see. Do I have space somewhere over here for a medium warehouse? Or should I just kind of not worry about that and put in these small warehouses instead? That's probably the smarter thing to do, is to do warehouse for books. A couple warehouses for books, actually. We can do that, and then, of course, we are going to have to start making punch cards for the bots. That is the Folktails bot upgrade, is the punch cards made in the printing press. Whereas the Iron Teeth have the control towers, and they got the grease now. The Folktails have the punch cards, which is the new upgrade, and then the what do you call it? Catalyst. That's what it is. But I had stopped, well, I hadn't been making Catalyst at all because we didn't have enough maple syrup, and we're, I think, doing a lot better on that. Part of the problem is we're making an absolutely gargantuan number of these maple pastries. And had I known this would be this big of an issue, I would have maybe kept the population a little bit smaller. But as far as things are considered now, I think we're looking okay. I just, there's so many metal blocks we have not made yet. And they are dunzo over here. So we'll go ahead, do ourselves a couple favors, get rid of those guys. And then the scrap metal we can go ahead and empty. And have that go all the way to the other side of the map. We'll leave this here, this biofield, because, you know, it's good to have access to different things in different spots. This has been emptied. Drought in 1.6 days. So, what that means is that goes up to 2.5. This goes down to 0, and this gets closed. So the bypass is bypassed once again. Fill up this very top bit here, because this is plenty of height here. That's looking good. And power generation wise, we have, well, we're in okay spot. But the problem with the drought, folks, is it could be almost 30 days that we don't have any power at all coming through here unless we release it ourselves. Which, again, is one of the reasons why you want to have a lot of water up here, even if it means you miss out on having the power coming through here. You can always release it to generate little spurts of power, and you can always build more windmills, you know, because we have quite a few of those. But I am going to go ahead, pause the dirt excavators so our bots can go do other things, and so it stops using so much power. And we can start automating a lot more of our production here. Probably, honestly, this right now seems like it's okay. I don't really think there's any crazy amount of stuff that absolutely must be done. So we can leave that alone. These are all automated, botomated. They should have been for a very long time. That's fine. Let's actually take a look at our jobs from the beaver perspective here. Aquatic farmhouses. I mean, this is all going to be botted eventually anyway. The bad water pumps are flooded currently, and they don't need to exist right now, so that's fine. Bad water rig, etc. Bakeries, bot assemblers, and factories are all taken care of. Builders huts. Honestly, we don't need this many builders huts. I put a bunch of these in here because we were doing those big dam projects. So we're probably just going to get rid of most of those. Centrifuges probably are something that should be automated. District center can be automated. District crossing can be automated. The Dutch windmill, again, all of this eventually will be automated, but right now that's not really a huge concern. It's the dangerous stuff like the explosives factory, which has been automated for quite some time. Gear workshops are done. The grills are not, but that's okay. Hauling posts, 3 of them well, this is the global view. So 2 of them in the main district are, and this one in the other district with 2. Herbalist is, oh, that's actually something you can automate? I did not think so. The inventors obviously cannot be automated. Those will probably just go away once we have enough science, and we honestly probably do. Large water pumps are, what's up with these? What's up with these 2? Ah, they're not path connected. That's what the problem was. So that's looking good. We're getting some sort of high score, but I have this overlay on top of it so we can't see it. Lumber mill's looking good. Lumberjack flags. Mines, observatory can't be automated. Paper mill, we'll go ahead and automate that. Printing press, go ahead and automate that. Refinery. 30 days of drought. Wow, up to 48 though. That's nice. Let's just pause. Wow, we actually got, yeah, we got pretty filled up here. And since it's a drought, we can use this as more of a, a storage area too. So that's looking good. We've got a decent bit of water stored up here. That's probably, oh, okay. This will dry up momentarily, I'm sure. But that's good because now this entire thing is good to go, and all we have to do to make that good water bypass is open here, and all of it comes out. Or we can come down this way and let it out through here, which kind of would defeat the whole purpose of us building this in the first place. So this has kind of been made redundant here, if we're honest with each other. But again, Look, we got we got 13,470 water stored. I think we're going to be okay. I don't think this is going to matter. But it's still a 30-day drought, and that's 30 days of drought that we will not finish in this episode, unless I end up doing a time lapse. So we'll see what happens. I don't anticipate we will need to do that, but we will want to make sure we're doing just about as much as we possibly can to get stuff taken care of over here. Power-wise, we are, in fact, discharging our batteries. Well, we were. All right, I guess it's going back and forth. But, you know, the windmills are holding their own. I think that's going to be viable. And we had, I think it was a peak of 49, 48 or 49 that we saw at night. So as we reduce the working hours, we should see those numbers start to go up. These monument numbers are encouraging. We just need to have the other 50 beavers have access to the farmer monument, and that's going to be easy once we have that taken care of. I was surprised to see the Fountain of Joy, despite not being finished at the top, still having an effect on 258 out of 277 beavers. So that maybe tells me I didn't need to build the second one, but hey, it's fine. We'll build it anyway. Books are increasing. Mud baths about halfway. Carousel's about halfway. Lido's about halfway. I'll take it. It's fine. But these aesthetic things, this is what we're going to have to just... I don't want to say spam on the walkways, but we are going to want to make some strategic locations that have clusters of these things. Maybe try to make them look a little bit nice. Scarecrows, I don't know why that's an aesthetic thing. That's a... supposedly has some sort of function in the farm. In the game probably doesn't actually have an enumerated like boost or anything, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to just expect to walk down the street and see scarecrows on the side of the road unless there was a reason for them being there, but I guess the game wants all the beavers to see that, so we'll end up having to do that. Bulletin pole is not something I think I've ever built. At least I don't remember building, but it takes metal, which we kind of don't have a lot of right now for obvious reasons. And that's because the Folktails mine recipe is extremely slow. Basically a little better than 1 scrap metal per hour. And while these guys can work 24 hours a day, that's only 24 per day. And when we go to smelt them, it's 2 scrap metal to 1 metal block. So, yeah, this is basically 12 or 13 metal blocks per day. That's not gonna cut the mustard when we have to do all this stuff. We still have to have another 72 of these. 71, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's looking a little bleak out here, folks. I guess I could maybe send somebody to the back of the map, but you know, we kind of made the mistake of not messing with that too early. We can come over here, and we can build another one, but there's always a but. It takes a lot of resources that we don't really have. The 200 treated planks, especially. So, grand scheme of things, it's probably okay. We might have to start kind of reclaiming some of these buildings to get these things here. We really don't need to have 13,000 water storage. And each one of these tanks we get rid of, we'll get about 75, was it 75% or 2/3, maybe it's 70%, somewhere in that ballpark of the original materials back. Do I think it's a great idea to demolish tanks just to recoup some of the metal we used to build them? Probably not, and I don't think we're going to do that. It's just a shame how slow this is, because keep in mind, all that metal production also goes to making bots, which we kind of can't afford to turn off. At the very least, though, we do have a little bit of a backlog of our scrap metal. About 550-ish right now, with which to make more metal blocks. And that's the way it goes. That'll be fine. For at least a little bit of time. And then we're going to have to see exactly what we're going to be doing here. But we'll let them finish this up. get everything squared away, and then figure out where to go from there. But other things we can build don't necessarily need to have the metal. Well, I mean, unless they do. There is no... the beaver statue now for the Folktails does not use metal. It might not have ever used metal, and I'm just misremembering, but I know the Iron Teeth one does. But we're not playing Iron Teeth, so that's fine. Scarecrow uses paper and logs. It actually makes sense. So, if we just find ourselves placing some of these in kind of random locations that might also make a little bit of sense, I believe that would be an intelligent move for us to make here. Just find somewhere that we can pop these things. Doesn't have to be everywhere, but little bits and pieces over time make sense. And just want to keep ourselves going with that. So now lanterns. I wish this was like the lantern in the Torrygate mod that we had in the update 4 playthrough with the Folktails, because we could just place those on top of the paths, and that was great. That was a fantastic mod. I honestly probably should have installed it for this, but I didn't. So we'll have to do that again sometime, depending on what the next series is after this one. But lanterns in this version of the game are kind of these hanging post type. So we could try to do some sort of little aesthetic thing, but I think for what we're looking at here, I'm going to not get rid of that. I'm going to take every other one of these out just for this little spot right here, because I think that'll be a nice decoration. And we'll put in a lantern here, lantern here, lantern here, lantern here, lantern here. So you got a little illuminated path through the carrot field. I don't know, just a little bit of visual interest there. Doesn't necessarily need to exist that specific way, but that's what we did. So that is a-okay. We can put some roofing pieces here. We have the 2x2s, or we can just come in and do a couple of these numbers right like so. Just leave those two on the end right there, and that will catch a lot of the beavers coming through here, even if it's not on top of where they're sleeping. But don't worry, we're going to put those in too, as long as we take a look at how this is all looking. I believe our rooftop terrace numbers probably are going to dictate that we put at least one of those over here. The way that we have this currently set up, I think makes the most sense to put that right there. And we'll have to see how we're going to have them actually access to get up here. I think we've got all the space. Now our average is up to 50. That's exciting. Oh, I always forget the ladder's in a separate thing on this guy. But if I can do that right there, that's going to allow us to get to that spot. And then we can actually, the way this is set up, we could put a second one across the way here. That's probably not going to win any awards for architectural superiority, but it's going to get that number up, and that's what we're trying to do. So we can let that be a thing there. These little roof pieces here. Actually, this one right here will get... Is that really going to be all of these? I didn't think it was going to work that way based on how this was set up, but... Or maybe that's just because all the things were touching each other. Well, we'll get it figured out anyway. This isn't actually going to be accessible, but this corner is. So why don't we do this 2x1? I think that's going to be accessible. Put that there. That will take care of this one, but not this one and not this one. But we have the ability to fix that by putting that guy in there, and then maybe we'll do one more here. I don't know. The modular roofing mod that Battery Smooth has come up with, that again we used in our update 4 Folktales playthrough, would be a great addition here, and I probably should have added it, but I did want this one to be minimally modded as much as I could. There's just a lot going on. Not always possible to do everything, and that's fine. shouldn't always feel the pressure to min-max every single thing you do in this game, because that kind of takes the fun out of it, or takes some of the fun out of it at least. It's okay to just play the game and enjoy the process of doing so. Wind gauges serve no practical purpose, just a nice aesthetic thing. Take a look at the rest of this. So bulletin pole is really the only other one we need. And, oh wow, that's got a pretty large area of effect. Yeah, okay, well if I put it here, they can't read it, and that's going to defeat the whole purpose of having the bulletin pole. Alright, you got me there. But I kind of want to just, oh, I need to make sure this carrot's replantable. I kind of want to just find a nice spot that's in the middle of an intersection and plop it there. But a place that actually would make sense for that to be there. I just kind of ruthlessly put garbage everywhere every single time I play this game. That's honestly probably fine, but I don't know. Sometimes you want to make something that just looks nice for the sake of looking nice. Doesn't always have to be super, whatever the word is. I'm going to put a couple contemplation spots up here, and by a couple I mean 4. That'll be fine. Then decorations. You don't want to put a lantern next to a contemplation spot. In fact, you probably don't want this right next to somebody's front door. But that's probably okay as well. Put 2 hammocks here, even though I don't see that as one of these things that counts. It's just a neat thing to put in. Bulletin pole up here probably needs to just find a hole somewhere to fit in. But I didn't really do this in the smart way, did I? Yeah, see, we're still waiting on metal blocks, so that's kind of all revolved around getting that stuff put in here. Well, this maple syrup clearly is not serving a purpose. So why don't we... I guess I'll leave it in. But I will put a bulletin pole right here. They can walk past it at least. That'll help. Then if I have at least one of these down here, I think we might be okay. So yeah, I'll tell you what. This hammock can go bye-bye, and we can replace that with the bulletin pole. Because that will get this path here as well, which most of these beavers will have to cross at some point. Should see this number jump up a little bit because it's nighttime. But we'll see what happens with that. Everything else looking pretty decent. This is actually empty. Not that we need to delete this, but, you know, we can get a couple logs out of it. That's fine. Is this still set to obtain? Yeah, we can just set that to be normal storage. That should be okay. Our book numbers are down. How's our power? Oh, we are, how the kids say, out of power. Storage, at least. Oh, I got 15 bots. We really need to be better at utilizing these. But the other part of that problem is that they just keep going and going and going and going at all times. So let's take a look at our jobs here and slowly start adding automation. Badwater rig's not going to be worried about bakeries. Probably one of the last things to go here. Are there any other actual industrial jobs that we still have? Wood workshops. Yep, okay. We'll do those. Just those 3, that's fine. Refineries, definitely should have done those a little earlier. So biofuel. I'm going to change this one to catalyst. Just so we can start making some of that, even if it's not going to be a huge amount. That's looking fine there. And let's see where we are. Still 8 unemployed, so we'll... is this full? Yes. I'm going to change another one of these over to be bots. That should be fine. Now, the problem we're going to run into is we don't have storage for catalyst. Why is this still here? I mean, I guess this is a nice thing to have. And Chris is out here running on it, but it's time for that to go bye-bye. And what we'll put there instead are tanks for, you guessed it, catalyst, because the refinery is right here. So we probably will want to have a storage for catalyst, or at least a couple in different spots. I guess I'll just put 2 right here should be okay. Just so we have, you know, something somewhere in any part of the map. Have we finished this yet? No, really? Okay, 3 metal blocks left, and then our national nightmare will be over. So get excited, folks. Should be bringing that up here in just a moment. Oh, 2 more. 2 more. Something tells me it's not going to happen in the middle of the night, though. Maximum of 51, so that's looking good. The bulletin poles, I guess, still haven't been built, which would explain that. Everything else is looking good. And like I said, we do have one more episode to actually finish getting everything automated and so on and so forth. So we're not in a bad spot. Not in a bad spot. We just have to actually, you know, take care of stuff. The batteries are fully discharged, and we are producing less power than we need. But, you know, things are running pretty smoothly. I don't think we can really complain here. I should make a tank for catalyst. I guess I'll just put that right there. Have that get imported. That should be okay. Oh, but they can't build this because I have this paused. Let's unpause. And then we'll have BeardBot65 come and construct this for us, hopefully. Hopefully it can actually be constructed. I don't know if I have to have a storage for planks for that to work. But I guess we'll find out in a moment if it actually brings any planks over here. I actually can't tell. I probably should just zoom in. Okay, there we go. We're good. Every time I zoom in, the sound gets super loud, and I don't know how to change that without just lowering the volume of the entire game wholesale, and I don't think I want to do that. That is not going to provide a desirable outcome, I don't think. Wow. Needs deeper water to function. It has no water to begin with. So, yeah, good job on that one, Einstein. I know it's just a one error message. It's not going to always make sense. It's okay. But this tank I was going to demolish and move, and then I was going to put one of those, what do you call those things? Monuments? Yep. I was going to put one of those monuments in place. Fluid dump here. Regrettably, we don't have a better solution to fill this. Yes, I know it is right here next to this water, but if you had not noticed, there is no water here to fill this with, so that is not currently... Wow, up to 53 already? So what are we missing? Wet first, we can put a couple more showers in. Campfires, definitely still a major need, as well as lanterns. Those we can probably squeeze a few more in, and mud baths and books will both come in due time as we take care of everything else. So this can come in here. Move this around. And then I can't empty this because there's nowhere for the water to go. Sorry, it just has to go on the ground. They will get that picked back up, and I need to make sure that I have this other one. Or maybe I don't, honestly. Maybe we just kind of leave this as it is, and they can harvest the planks to do whatever they want with, because I've got... Oh, that's just logs. Okay, no. They can make a whole bunch of log stuff. Which way is he facing? This way? There we go. Yeah, let's put that guy right there, and then we can we can just surround him with other stuff. What was it? Okay, let's actually be serious here for a second. Lanterns. We need lanterns, and I don't think there's any up here, so we can actually take the time to pop in a couple. In fact, I will put in... Well, not going to make any sense to put those there, but I can do... I can do 3. Hello, please rotate. Thank you. I think. Yeah, there we go. I can do 3 of those there. The bulletin pole we had not put in up anywhere. Actually, no. You know what? The bulletin pole makes sense to go in this corner here. That would be a natural place for news dissemination to occur. But we'll just leave that there. We've reduced our capacity of water. Oh no, we're going to survive. It's going to be just fine. We have 12,000 storage. We are nowhere close to running out of water. We have plenty of pumping left to do still. That should hopefully be good. An agora. We need to build an agora. And that was one of those things I was maybe thinking about putting up here, but we don't really have a ton of space for one, at least not in the area that we're working in. The amount of sunflower seeds that we are producing is probably fine. I could get rid of some space here, and again, it needs 5 by 5 to put an agora in, but I kind of just don't want to mess with that. I mean, I could, if we really needed to. I'll tell you what we can do. Contamination barriers can get taken down. We can use those materials to do almost literally anything else. They got metal blocks in them. And that, friends, is what we can do. It's right here. I can unplant those, and then I can just build the agora right here. That'll be a-okay. That'll be just fine. We could put sunflowers in those 4 spots. Actually, you know what? This is slam full. I'm just going to delete them. Don't tell anybody. Is there anything I can get back here that's actually going to benefit the viewers? I don't think so, but this will be a pretty decent spot for an agora. I will make a demolishment right here. And then we can put a tank for the, what do you call it? The extract, so the green smoke can be produced, whatever it is they do with their beaver free time. I've been informed in the comments. I got a lot of really interesting, helpful ones about the green smoke, the green fire kind of thing going on. Apparently that is from burning copper and similar compounds in the fire. And I knew it was something like that. I think I mentioned in the last episode all the different things that I saw in high school that my friends who were doing chemistry stuff. It's like, hey, you want to see this fire turn green? He's like, you can't make fire turn green. And then they I don't know, throw some garbage in the fire, and then it, well, not literally trash, but when I say garbage, being used colloquially for just a random thing that I don't know what it is. Instead of saying a 4-letter word, I'll say garbage, but they throw that in there, and it turns green. It's like, wow, that's really cool. How do you do that? And then they start saying words that make your brain kind of start shutting down, and you don't understand what it is, so you just kind of move on. But you remember it being cool, so that's fine. So help these guys get access to that a little bit more. We have campfires up here, which is good. Rooftop terrace, we do not. And I was originally thinking about putting one there. Wait a second. Wait just a second. I can just do this, because this is going to cover this one just fine. Yeah, I can pop this guy right here. That will work splendiferously well. And then we've got beaver statues. Might as well just kind of, you know, put these things wherever. Overhang on the path. Why not? There's no rule that says the dog can't play basketball. There's no rule that says we can't do that. Although I would imagine... Oh, did I... yeah, I need to unpause that. I imagine after the Air Bud incident, they did, in fact, make a rule that said the dog could not play basketball. I mean, if I was the other team, I would. Like, could you imagine being in a basketball tournament and you lose to a dog? Well, first of all, that would be pretty impressive. But at the same time, incredibly embarrassing to lose a basketball game to an animal that doesn't have opposable thumbs. How are you going to get a shot off without opposable thumbs? I digress. Don't look too hard into kids' movies from the 90s. It's okay. It doesn't have to be real. You suspend your disbelief and you enjoy the spectacle because it's entertaining and it makes kids go, wow, look at the doggy. Yeah, okay, the dog plays basketball and then the dog goes and plays volleyball. And, well, I think the volleyball might have actually come first. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I've seen any of those movies. Who knows what the dog's been up to? Maybe don't ask. But I digress once again. We've got plenty of room over here to put some other stuff in if we so choose. So I'm going to do... Oh, the sound is back. I'm going to put in another shower right here. So we double our access to the showers. And looks like, okay, we're not making any, we have some catalyst. I think catalyst is one of those things that gets made so quickly and used so quickly that you kind of can't ever keep up. But we are making progress in that regard. What is currently still operating beavers only? Because we don't have enough to fully automate, but we can start creating like a hybrid beaver and bot environment so we can start reducing working hours. And that way more beavers can have more recreation of their choosing. Bad water pumps, we honestly hopefully won't need, but I'm not going to delete them just in case we do. Just in case we do need them. So the bakeries, we have 2 making maple pastries, 2 making bread, 1 making cattail crackers. I'm going to bottomate 2 of those, 1 each for each recipe, and then that one as well. That takes care of 3 of those. We should have 3 remaining that need to have somewhere to go work. And then, well, I have 15 fluid dumps. That seems kind of unnecessary, but also at the same time, we have these things pretty much needing to go all the time. Did I ever untime these? No, I think I just got rid of that. I know we did that in the very beginning when we had a limited amount of beavers, so we could just have the one guy go all the way around and take care of all of that, but I don't think we need to worry about that. Forester can be one of the last things to get automated. Honestly, gather flags, same kind of deal. The grill, we have, looks like 2 each. That's probably a good candidate for something to get automated slowly. Well, the grist mill's fine. A hauling post eventually can get turned completely over. Large water pumps, again, eventually can be turned completely over, but we don't have enough bots for that. We're still working on it. I think, honestly, for right now, we're in a pretty decent spot. Where's this third tapper shack at? Oh, okay, that's this thing getting all the pine resin that we didn't have access to. How many? I still have 3. Tell you what, we're probably done building for the most part. Done building huge, crazy, dumb things. So, yo, look at the coming in here like gangbusters. Clear up some space here. And we have plenty of, well, I think we have plenty of pine resin. 738. I kind of want to, maple trees would take so long to grow, it wouldn't be worth it. These take, oh yeah, that'll be 40 days before we get into that, and that's going to be the end of the series. So that's not going to be a worthwhile expenditure of our time. However, we can, okay, well, not there. We can come in and start putting some other stuff. You know what? No. We have technology. We have technology. We can put in enough here to where we can do another agora. Why not? Want to have access to all that stuff. So I'm not going to plant any more trees. I think we're going to be fine without it. Just put that guy right there. And then right next door, we can put in a little, what do you call it? Yep, scientific term there. To hold the extract. And then, since we have all this other stuff here, we'll just put a... Actually, no, because that's going to be far away from where the beavers actually are supposed to be at. That goes away. And in its place goes a bulletin pole. So they have, I know they have to walk past that. Beaver statue, yeah, that's the one we need to be building a lot of over here. Now that we've determined the hammocks will do absolutely nothing. Well, at least in terms of the well-being. Could put another one of those there. The watchful eye statue of a well-fed beaver. Does look comfy though. Shrubs we have there probably isn't something we really need to worry about. Are we working on this? Looking good. Yeah. I just want to make sure these beavers can enjoy life. Let's go down to 12 hours. 12 working hours. I think that'll be fine. The amount of power that we're consuming is a little concerning. I wonder if the state of bots is like this just because that's what we can keep up with. We're going to need to start making punch cards for the bots, which is not a recipe I think I've used before. But we also don't have enough books. We have tons of paper, though. So, well, we don't have enough power. So how about instead of that, I did say we were going to expand this. Let's not forget about that. Gears. Oh, yeah, gears are the limiting factor again. That is just the way that seems to be working. We're using gears in the mine, which right now I think I could get away with shutting off again. But they're still going to import them here. 56. See, if we get this to 60, then that means the beavers are done, but we're not done. We got lots to accomplish here. Is there anything else I can delete to get gears back? I don't think there is. Why is there... Okay, this we do not need to have an obtain plank storage up here. This could just be a regular plank storage. That was a... Okay, good. I did fix that one. That can be something we work on just fine. So that's working there. This probably could be automated, but I don't really think we need to worry about it. So what are we missing to get to 60? Books, obviously. Carousels still, really? I mean, I guess I could put another one of those in. Scarecrows, lanterns, shrubs, campfires, and contemplation spots. I've got 4 contemplation spots up here. I guess I could put a couple. This is probably not the greatest place for a contemplation spot, but I think we're just going to kind of have to shoehorn these in more or less wherever they'll fit. Just so people have, I keep saying people, beavers, etc., have access to all this stuff. Now, you can contemplate by the pool. I'm sure that is a totally normal activity to do by a pool. But our strange chanting environments where they make green smoke and green flames, I'm sure will be a little bit more lively here. We are getting almost everybody in there, though, which is nice. Contemplation spots, we just put a couple down. Campfires, CAMPFIRESONG song. I cannot believe they're still making SpongeBob. I can, but I also can't. That just seems a little bit nutso that is still a thing. Let's blow this up, shall we? And make it so I can actually, put stuff in here. This is not going to be enough to put in 2 campfires, is it? No, it is not. But we also don't have to have 800,000 builders if we're not going to be building a whole bunch of garbage. So I think that is going to be just fine. 57. Wow, okay. I did not think we'd get to 57 quite so quickly here. Wait, can they actually access this? All right, they get 50. Are you serious? Am I going to get to 60 before the end of this episode without having all this stuff put in? Because I know the books are probably going to be what keeps us back, honestly. Okay, and the injury's not helping either, but you know what? We're looking a lot better than I thought we'd be, to be perfectly honest with you. I'll tell you what. We are going to we're going to min-max our campfires here. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. All of that. And it is time to go camping here. 1, 2. Ew. Okay. All right. Well, what can I say? Nobody's perfect. Let's just do a couple of these things here. Just say this is the land of camping. We'll do it that way. And how about a watchful beaver statue at the end of the? That's actually a waste of space there. Or is it? Yeah, we'll put it there anyway. That's fine. And then this will have to become... Well, it doesn't have to become anything. I'm just going to make it a... Just going to make it a ladder because we can. That will work out there. Do I dare put in another bulletin pole on the top of this? That might actually not be a terrible place for one. Could possibly be okay. I'm just impressed that we're able to get this high and not the last episode, because that's almost always the last goal I put out is, hey, let's get the beavers to 60 well-being, which is the maximum in the vanilla game. I didn't add anything in mods, I don't think, that raises that. Plus, this is functionally completely done. Wet fur, okay, 0.9, it's basically there. And it might even count it as being there. The campfires, once we have our 6 campfires here, you better believe that's going to go up. Scarecrows, I guess we're just going to put a couple of these guys in. Why not? Might as well. They're T-posing to assert dominance is what they're doing here. Anywhere else I can put this in? I guess resources for demolition. I will put instead of this berry bush here, we'll get rid of that. And I'll just put a scarecrow right there in front of this, in front of the door to this little beaver apartment here. Because why not, right? Why not? Now the really fun one is going to be, now that we have all these extra campfires, do we get the campfire all the way up? Because they're going to want to utilize it. Okay, that's a lot better at 0.7 currently. Get this stuff all squared away. We are out of power again. No surprise there. Yeah, look at that, 0.8. We're going to be in good shape with the campfires, folks. We just got to do maybe one more over here. Might be a... Oh, now it's 59. Is it going to get to 60? That would be so funny. As far as that... Yeah, okay, that switched over to 1.0. Yeah, oh, we're so close. I'm pretty sure it's just books holding us back at this point. And why is that? Because we don't have power? Prioritized by haulers probably would help. Dedicated book storage probably would help. Which I suppose I will just go ahead and put right here. I really do probably need to just go ahead and end the video. Because, oh wow, okay, yeah, this is an hour, 8 minutes recording right now. It'll probably be closer to that once I'm done actually getting through with all of my mandatory talking at the end. And I take out the loading in the beginning. But I digress. We don't have power anyway. So we got to get these windmills put in. And they have to actually keep working longer than that. We don't have any more gears. We are using all of those, I guess. But we've... I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's definitively an improvement visually, but the numbers don't lie, folks. We're up. We got up to 59, which is extremely good. And we're just going to keep on going. Let's see. Is there anything else I can justify switching over? The builders' huts, we don't... Oh, wow, those were all beavers? Well, guess what? Now they're bots, and that should take care of all those 7 empty slots are these guys right here. So, yeah, we might not have any power, but we also have a weapon for that. It's called this. We could just let water out at any time and make a little bit of power. But our windmills are also up to the task of doing that as well. We'll see what happens. I think we can go ahead and I'm going to reduce this down to 10 working hours. And we should be in a little bit of a better place. We're not going to get to 60 doing that, but we are going to be very, very close. So I guess this is as good a time as any to go ahead and start getting out of here. So next episode will be the finale for this season. Goals to be, I guess, determined specifically, but obviously get the beavers to 60 well-being and automate everything. We still have 108 beavers who are working. Whether or not we need to have that many jobs still remains to be seen. I don't think we can make another 100 bots in the next episode unless I time-lapse through like 2 whole cycles. So we might be able to eliminate redundant positions and see what happens to take care of everything else. But that is going to be it for this one. As always, I do appreciate your comments. I read all of them. And I do take notes based on what you guys have to say and fix different things, or at least note it down so if it's something I can't fix, I try to keep it in mind for the future. Yeah, that's it. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, I hope you have a fun and a safe time, and I hope you'll consider coming back tomorrow for our next episode of the Transport Fever 2 campaign. That was a fun first video, getting into the meat of some of the game mechanics now, and that's been interesting. So we also have Prison Architect Season 2 started on Wednesday of this week. You can go check that out if you want, and then I've got a surprise coming for you a week from today. New game, if you know what it is, don't spoil it, but new game on the channel that will actually be before the general public has access to the full game, so get excited about that one. I don't want to say too much about it, but it should be a similar animal-themed fun bit here. But I digress. Beard Boosters, appreciate you and all of your contributions, making it possible to keep doing these videos and start branching out into other things that aren't beavers, but hopefully are just as much fun. You are always appreciated, even if you're not part of that. And I am just very thankful that we get to spend this time together. So again, hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.